What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Marshall with my boy Frank G. We are the hosts of Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
That's my man. So yesterday was a very big day in American sports. It was the Super Bowl. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Our listeners had a good weekend. But really, before we get into Tom Brady using his leverage and discussing leverage, I figure I'll give you a couple of questions. Are you ready to answer them, my friend?
You kids gonna quiz me on Tom Brady or something right now?
I'm not going to quiz you at all. In fact, these answers are all subjective. Therefore, there technically is no question. There is no answer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Now, remember,
Hmm.
there are no incorrect answers. These are all subjective. What is the best Super Bowl food? Wings, chips, salsa, them shitty hot dogs that you put in a blanket? None of the above.
Wings.
That is correct.
I thought there were no correct answers.
Listen. What's the best part of the Super Bowl? The food, the booze, the family, the actual game?
The food.
That is correct. What is the best liquor to drink during the big game? Beer, Ciroc mixed with some nudes,
Oof.
whiskey,
Ugh.
or you gotta light one up.
Or you gotta light one up.
It's not a trick question.
Well, I'm just gonna go with how I feel. I'm Ciroc with some news.
I tell you, I was gonna throw in an incorrect answer here, but you just keep getting them correct. You keep getting them correct, my friend. I mean, you're really pulling the leverage on your side. God damn. True or false? Are you a Tom Brady fan or a Patriots fan?
You said true or false, and you gave me two things to answer.
I actually see the dilemma you're currently facing.
But I will say this. It is true that I am a Patriot fan and a Tom Brady fan. So I was rooting for Tom Brady in this Super Bowl. And my boy Gronk with 2 tutties.
To be honest, I fucked my own setup here, but that's not a big deal.
Trying to set me up, it sounds like.
I mean, I tried setting you up on question number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You just somehow keep getting them correct when they're supposed to be incorrect here. I don't understand.
Well, I'm not going to pick shitty hot dogs when you say call them shitty hot dogs.
I mean, I can see how you may be manipulated by my phrasing, but this is you and your subjective opinions here.
Yeah, I mean, I ordered 100 wings for the table last night, so
I knew you were gonna say wings. I get it. I got it. I heard it.
All right, we got any more of these?
I got one more.
All right.
Who beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl? A, the Giants.
Is that it?
I mean, that's pretty much it.
That's all good. Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl 2007, 2011, but they are trash for the last several years.
That's debatable. You could say 2008, 2012, but I understand where you were going with that. So, my man, as a Tom Brady guy, as a football guy, it's kind of incredible that a 43-year-old is able to make that maneuver and make things work out, which made me think, considering we're a business show that kind of can get into business, economics, people, emotion, just crazy shit, made me think that this guy, Tom Brady, has all the goddamn leverage in the world.
I mean, he created it for himself, it seems, certainly. I mean, this guy sets his mind to it, and I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, like you said, 43 years old. It's truly incredible to watch. Truly incredible. 10 times in the Super Bowl.
Practically it's almost 20%. That's what I'm saying. So it seems like to have leverage in anything you do, you need to be an expert with tenure and seniority. And that now allows you to call the shots.
Yeah, he certainly has a catalog of experience and winning. But yeah, I mean, I guess this settles. Was it the Patriots or was it Tom Brady, or is this still a question?
There ain't no more questions. This is just free talk.
No. I'm saying, was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady?
I mean, Tom Brady. Yeah, did LeBron James coaches ever get any goddamn credit?
Yeah, Tom Brady. Yeah, I guess you can compare Tom Brady to LeBron James now. Wherever he goes, seems to be a contender.
And also the longevity of greatness. I think that correlates more than your argument, which I guess makes sense as well. In fact, they both won in Florida. But I mean, you can't discredit the guy who is in the trenches as opposed to the guy giving orders essentially on the phone to the guy in the trenches.
You're saying Bill Belichick discredited Tom Brady.
Say that again.
You're saying Bill Belichick discredited Tom Brady?
I'm discrediting Bill Belichick, although I'm
Oh,
not technically saying that, but like you see what I'm saying. The guy in the trenches,
is putting in that work.
not only he dictates the game more than the call.
Yeah, I mean it's just funny to see the difference in Bill Belichick, Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians like it's all on my guys, all happy. Bill
That's because
Belichick just
he hired. I mean, that's like being a sales manager hiring another sales manager that happens to be your rep.
as in he just knocks it out the ballpark.
He knocks out the ballpark and he's gonna manage all your reps and he's just gonna sit there and chill.
Yeah. I mean, everyone says Tom Brady when he got into the locker room, he made everyone change their like thoughts on health, how to treat your body. I mean, this man knows how to stay in the NFL until he's potentially 45 plus.
Yeah, but that's totally different. One, he doesn't get hit. Two, all he has to do is throw a football. I mean, Peyton
Whoa,
Manning could really what?
you
What?
saying that is easy? That's the hardest part of probably the entire game. He's leading the team. Why
What's
do
the
you
hard
think there's
the
the
mentality of
the
leading?
IQ of throwing in the right spots, of studying film, and
No. That is his
absolutely
talent. I mean, his leadership is a mentality thing. That's Kobe Bryant. That's Mamba mentality, the same way they think. But his actual attributes, I mean, the only reason why Peyton Manning couldn't continue simply is because
his
he had neck
injury.
surgery and it affected his shoulder, which affected his arm, which made him, that's it, he had to go. I mean, realistically, Drew Brees can probably continue playing, but it's
I don't
just,
know. That man is one hit away from uh, punctured another punctured lung.
I guess you're right. Maybe he got a little fragile.
And also Tom Brady, I mean, he's been hit. He had an ACL tear. He's not
15
Patrick.
years ago,
Okay, and he look at him. Never affected him. Came
I
back.
tell you, the guy got better looking every year. It don't make sense.
Yeah, he did. He just got in better shape. He's chiseled. He's a handsome man. Successful, handsome man.
Did you know that Gronkowski is the same age as Kelsey?
I didn't know they were the same age.
31.
I mean, it's also crazy that this man came out of retirement, Gronk, and won his another Super Bowl.
That goes back to the leverage, though. I mean, you get a
Well,
call from someone, you're able to make moves. And
yeah,
essentially, that's what we work for our entire lives is to have that leverage.
the
And that,
power, yeah.
well, shit. With money comes power. With power comes women. What movie?
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. I mean, he did the same thing with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown went to the Patriots because Tom Brady
Bro,
wanted him.
he gave all his guys tutties that he recruited.
Yeah. Honestly, Gronkowski getting those two tutties was just a beautiful feeling. It just brought me back.
You fake Patriots fan.
Shut
That was
up. Fake
what?
Every Patriot
What?
fan was rooting for Gronk and Tom Brady.
But they were sad inside. You, my friend, looked pretty goddamn thrilled.
I was, of course, I'm thrilled. I'm watching my quarterback for 2 decades win his 7th ring and his 10th appearance.
He ain't
70%
your
chance.
fucking quarterback. He ain't your quarterback.
70%
Bro,
chance of winning.
you root for football teams like I root for LeBron James.
That is false.
What? What? If Tom Brady goes to the Raiders next year, you're not going to be a Raiders fan?
He would be the only person that I would do that with because he's been my quarterback for 20 years.
Billy B goes to the Raiders. You're not going to root for Billy B for a little bit?
I mean, maybe it's Bill Belichick.
I tell you, yeah.
That's totally different.
I was gonna say your hesitancy. I didn't know if it was just because I got you, or if it's. I guess now you didn't understand what Billy B meant.
Yeah, I was like Billy B.
I'm like this guy. I got him. What is that? Bill Belichick? Oh, I ain't got shit.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's the same thing. He's been my coach for 20 years. Of course, I'm gonna root for him a little bit.
Okay, so you proved my point and contradicted yourself about a minute ago.
I am not contradicting myself because
All right.
I'm still a Patriot fan. What basketball team do you watch and root for consistently?
I
LeBron James.
am a LeBron James fan,
I am a
but
Patriots fan
I do sleep with an Orlando Magic poster above my pillows.
that you got when you were probably like 10 years old.
I was a Tracy McGrady fan, and then I became a LeBron James
So
fan.
you're a player fan.
Hey, don't hate the play, hate the game, baby.
It sounds like you're just trying to make me what you are, player fan.
Well, we are one of the same. That's what I say.
I would say very similar mindsets.
Yeah. So you're just a false fan. I get it. I mean, I'm not calling you fraud,
Interesting.
but you my boy.
You are pointing at me, I see.
I wasn't calling you it though. I was pointing it.
There definitely is a few Patriot fans that I know who did not want Tom Brady to win. And I'm like, how can you even feel that way?
We call those a bunch of wieners.
They aren't winners.
I see what you did there. You took out the E.
Yeah. Added an extra N.
Yeah. Those fucking guys probably said light went up to what liquor do you like to drink?
Yeah, well, this is someone I work with just was super salty that Tom Brady left, saying he kind of just ditched the Patriots. But like, I just don't know if he knows the entire story. I don't know if everyone knows the exact entire story, but I'm sure Tom Brady would love to have retired as a Patriot.
Well, that's the business of sports, in which
absolutely.
we did a whole show on the NFL. And I mean, the business of sports is cutthroat as a motherfucker, which is kind of crazy that, not only could you be great into your later years, how you can still have the leverage. But here's the thing. The Bucks and the Chargers were the only two teams that were willing to recruit Tom and give him full authority of the team.
Yeah.
That's 2 out of 32 teams that were not willing to hand over the keys to their brand new Lambo because they thought there was too many miles on it already.
Yeah, well, is it because they followed Bill Belichick thinking like this guy knows he's done?
So we technically don't know that yet, right? That he wasn't grateful or wanted to move on from Tom Brady, which is why Tom Brady ultimately left. But I think it's just, I mean, teams are using data from the past, and a 43-year-old, I guess, is not gonna work out. And there's no future in there. I mean,
longevity future. Anyway, you can't build a franchise.
Well, do you need it now? It's very interesting how the NFL is actually becoming more like the NBA in that the players are being able to have the leverage and kind of maneuver where they want to go and what moves they want to do. Where, I mean, the NBA has it. They have it. And the NBA...
it creates these super teams.
So I don't think it'll ever get to that part, simply because of how football is constructed and the NBA is 5 per team, at least on the floor. But I mean, the players hold the leverage, at least the stars. I mean, you can look at Deshaun, what he's doing currently.
I mean, well, it seems like he may sign with the Texans, no? Or may be staying with the Texans.
So what he did, he
obviously don't want to.
So that's what's grimy about the players versus the league is a cutthroat business, but what the players also do is very conniving in protecting and insuring themselves, which is, I guess, fine. But he signed, what was it, like a $100 million contract?
Yeah, he got crazy money, but he also has a new coach now that the coach is saying.
I feel like it was even more than 100 million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but the coach is like, I came here because Deshaun Watson was my quarterback, and he seems to not want to let that go. But it's like you said, grimy. How is that up to you?
But here's the thing that's grimy about it, though, is you signed the contract and extension in October, I believe. In January, what is that, 4 months later, you are now saying you want to be traded with a no trade clause, now giving away all the leverage from the Texans organization to get rid of you, because you're pretty much saying, I don't want to be here, so therefore they have less draft fucking stock. And it's just a shitty situation in which I think is kind of fucked up and unethical by the player. But I get it.
Well, if you're completely unhappy, and I don't know the complete story, but also potentially,
I don't think he was unhappy when he signed that contract.
No, well, that's the thing. So now he has the money, but is this what he wants in life? Is this the team he wants to support for the rest of his life or his career? I mean, apparently there's things this team stands for that he's against, or they don't stand for that he wants them to stand for. All that, background.
But is it right for you to secure the bag before you make those moves? I mean, he secured the bag. He got a $50 million. The contract's definitely way higher than $100 million.
Yeah.
Because he got a $50 million guaranteed signing bonus. So if this motherfucker gets traded, don't you think he should give that money back to the team?
I mean, so I wouldn't say all of it. I would say you need to restructure something because. So when
it's a signing bonus to sign to be with your team.
Well, you're saying give the signing bonus back.
You signed and then
he signed with the team. He played for them for a year and signed.
You motherfucker, you.
Yeah, what?
That's not the intent of the signing bonus within the first 6 months, damn it.
No, I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But there's plenty of things in the league that make the player way less leveraged than the league. The player gets hurt, and guess what? That money's out the.
So that's why he insured himself, or that's why people have to secure the bag, at least in the NFL. And we're not even talking about the 54th man on the roster who's getting paid the minimum wage, who is going to be out the league in a year and a half. We're talking about the absolute all-stars that have the leverage, which goes for any sport. But even then, it seems like there's a time clock on them, which is wrong. Or is it?
You're investing in players, and players degrade their bodies over the years. But Deshaun Watson signed a 4-year, $156 million contract with a $27 million signing bonus, guaranteed $110 million. That's crazy. He's a very talented player, though. So
he's the top 5 quarterback in the league. People thought I was crazy when they said I drafted him in the 3rd round of my fantasy football league. I turned around with a little squinty eye.
I mean, he's clearly great, but
bro, he had no one to throw the damn ball to.
Well, he certainly had Fuller, who was killing it for me in fantasy until apparently he took some PEDs or whatever medicine for recovery for that hamstring.
Some people want to take PEDs. They should, the whole steroid debate. Just make everything legal.
No, then you're back on
the playing field.
No. That's how you get.
There's so many not for football there. Because you can get hurt because it's like the ancient Roman time in the Colosseum. But like for baseball, that whole argument. First off, millennials and under do not care about baseball, let alone who uses steroids in baseball. And second, if you just make it all legal in baseball, where there is no contact. Then what's the big deal?
Well, the big deal is, and I think this is a brash opinion on you.
Oh, wait, you about? I got excited. You were going to give a brash opinion, and you said it on me. Are you about to say something negative towards me on your brash opinion?
I'm going to disagree with what you said about PEDs being legal in
I have baseball. A fucking brash opinion after yours.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So what? I mean, so it's clearly not completely healthy. So there's going to be people who are against that. Why is it okay for someone to get paid more because they're on steroids than someone who is taking care of their family and not paid the same because they do not want to harm themselves and take steroids?
That's a good argument you got there.
It's just not. I don't know. It's just not leveled. I mean, I don't know exactly steroids. I don't take steroids. I've never planned to. I don't know if you could do a healthy cycle.
I'm sure you could, and you're not talking about it sounds like you're alluding to the most craziest potential PED. But let's take it down a notch. What if you go?
What about Barry Bonds or Mark McGwire?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we don't know what they were taking, but there are things though that are probably not bad.
Like HGH or something?
Yeah, sure, some HGH.
Yeah, well, I don't know any consequences to it. If my balls are shrinking or I'm less fertile, I don't want that.
I hear you, but I mean, your argument seems to be a little whack because the same people,
A
like
little whack.
the person who doesn't want to take HGH or PEDs, he may sniffle or something on the weekend. Is that okay?
I mean, you're bringing in a completely other element here.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna
Amphetamines is
assume
big in the NFL.
I'm gonna assume someone who doesn't want to take steroids is not really sniffing something on the weekends, or at least concerned for their health, not shooting
I
themselves
could
in.
tell you the weekend seemed like he sniffed something on the weekend. Let me tell
Oh,
you,
he
fucking
certainly did.
that guy sucks.
What? You
Fuck
think
you.
the weekend sucks?
That is a
Jesus,
brash opinion right
that is
there.
brash.
Yo,
Weekend is
fuck the
amazing.
week, man.
He sounds like Michael Jackson.
You are out of your mind to even make that fucking statement.
You're crazy.
I'm posting this one
Go right
because
ahead.
that was outrageous that you
I'm
said
not
the weekend is like
saying
Michael Jackson.
I
That
said
is
he
what you said.
sounds
And
like
first
Michael
off,
Jackson.
Michael Jackson had the best Super Bowl performance out of all 55 Super Bowls. Suck it.
I don't know. I would give that to Justin Timberlake and his sister when the titty popped out.
You got me, man. But in all fairness, I was half right saying the Jacksons had one of the best Super Bowls.
I'm not saying he performs like him, Michael Jackson. He sounded.
Can we talk about that titty again real quick? That titty was purposely covered up. That was planned. That was planned.
100% was planned, and that damaged a little bit of Timberlake's career.
No.
It slowed it down for like a year.
Man, that was the greatest thing.
I was like 9 years old, like, oh, a titty.
Kid saw his first titty on fucking the biggest show spectacle of them all.
The biggest stage in America. That was something else, man.
Yo, the first episode of the Chappelle Show, a titty pops out in the blooper reel. I tell you, you got to rewind that if you want to laugh. Pop that, Dave Chappelle, the man, which we did an episode on. But yes, you got a point. You got a point, I suppose.
But I'm also not saying that The Weeknd is as good as Michael Jackson. I'm saying in a song he sounded like him.
So I think his performance was
certainly different.
Why was it different though? Because it had to go more digital. I mean, there was no contact. It was just a different performance, I think, due to the current era we're in.
Well, I enjoyed that there was no like stage and limitation the way he was. I thought that was awesome. I thought him like running around and with all these, dancers in the background. I thought that was cool. I mean, it was definitely targeted towards younger people. I mean, usually the halftime show is someone that I'd say like our parents may know.
He fucking sucked. But what was more interesting than him, and he sucks for potentially giving me a seizure and certainly got me dizzy. But what was the most fascinating thing about last night was the streaker half naked running across the field, all for a market employee hired by a porn site.
You're saying he was hired by a porn site?
He was hired by a porn site. Yeah.
He was also wearing The Rock's newest shoe.
Well, I don't know if that was
not planned. That was not planned.
Yeah, but his bikini fucking one piece over there with his fucking thing had the porn website name on it. Now he obviously
got arrested.
He got arrested, had a misdemeanor, $500 bail, which clearly was paid for by the owner of the porn site. Now the question is, would you do that, bro? I think I would. God damn it, I think I would. Super Bowl commercial is like $20 million.
Yeah,
you're telling me if I just run on the field with some Legacy shirts, I get a little ad, I get a spot. And all I gotta pay is $500.
Yeah, and if it's a misdemeanor, it's like erased. It's not even on your record after a bit. I mean,
you could use that little free card.
Yeah, I don't think you need to.
I don't think you need to either. And for ladies and gentlemen who are listening, the free card is apparently everybody who gets arrested gets a one jail out of free card.
And if you use it,
you never get to use it
serious.
Again.
Better be something serious.
Don't ask me why I know these things. Anyway,
we just know some things. But I mean, he did it at a great time. The game was over. I mean, the Patriots. Tom Brady certainly won that Super Bowl already. I'm like, why? If this is what you're gonna do, then get kicked out now. You already know they won. I thought it was a great time for him to do it.
For what? Go across the field naked?
Streaking. You're getting kicked out. The only thing is, I'm pretty sure you're banned from stadiums.
So is Dave Portnoy. He makes it work.
Oh man, he makes it work for sure. Great content that was. Oh, every time he puts the little disguise on, and he goes limp when he gets kicked out.
It sounds like you just recently saw that.
Yeah, but that's multiple times. Like,
what do you mean multiple times?
He's done that multiple times.
I don't think so. I think he did it 3 years ago, and they caught him. And he laughs about that video because of the song in the background. It was just perfect timing.
Yeah, well, it's also not much of a disguise.
This stupid little mustache.
Without a hat or anything on, you clearly know it's him. He's like, everyone around him is recording because they know who it is.
I don't know. I mean, if you hear him discuss that topic, it's a hilarious story. Roger G is just a peak.
I mean, I guess the man does what he wants. He has the leverage.
Who, Roger or Dave?
Both in their own sense, but certainly Roger in these moments. He gets him kicked out of the stadium.
I tell you, though, it's very interesting how Dave could just call up fucking your boy Robert Kraft over there, who gets fucking handies at Asian parlors, and was like, yo, could you help me out over here?
I mean, if that's what you want to do at 72 years old, whatever, probably older than that.
I wasn't actually alluding to that conversation. I was just saying how Dave could say, like, could you help me out over here? But I see where your mind went.
Yeah, well, we all know Dave Portnoy is one of the most successful up-and-coming people that we know of.
Is he?
I would say so. He's built a huge media company has
Gary
a ton
Vee
of
did
branches.
The same thing.
Gary, yeah, he certainly has. But I guess.
Do you see that I sent you over when Gary Vee was on the Michael K show? This motherfucker, man, he's so smart that they asked who's like the best underrated player on the Bucks, and he named the safety who did the peace sign. Winfield. Is that his name? Yeah. I'm like, damn, Gary just knows everything over here.
Well, he's a big sports fan.
He owns an agency.
Yeah, so he's clearly a fan. He knows shit. He wants to buy the Jets, which may never happen. What do you think about that? Were you mad at that peace sign, or were you not mad, but were you like, that's disrespectful, petty?
No. I fully support him.
Yeah, I thought that was a great little touch.
Well, first off, it was petty when you saw it in real time, but when you understood why he did it, oh, no, you should have gave 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take those. If I'm up by 22, I'll take that 15-yard penalty to give you the peace sign. He did it to him on the first game they played.
Yeah, right before he did a backflip.
Yeah, which I mean,
social media though shitting on him because it was saying how he was double teamed the whole game. I mean,
that doesn't matter. It's a good game plan.
I understand, but it's not like a one-on-one where that peace sign when he did a backflip, it was straight one-on-one peace.
Yeah, but it's also, was he the guy solely covering him, or was it a zone?
On the first game, I'm pretty sure
he did the peace sign because no one was near him.
Well, the guy's named Cheetah. What do you expect?
Yeah, well, apparently, what's his name on the Bucks is also just as fast, but I felt like he got nothing in this game.
Miller?
Yeah, Scotty Miller. Scotty doesn't know. He was non-existent, it seemed like.
I actually listened to that song the other day because I have my buddy on my team. His name's Scott. Shout out Scott. And I was going to make a joke, but I figured that most people named Scott don't want that joke. So I just fell back, watched it on my own, and laughed.
There's probably not too many more people named Scott, to be honest. I feel like I haven't heard it in a long time.
I don't know. But what I did find when I went back to watch that clip, well, I found a few things. 2, that wasn't American Pie. I thought that was American Pie. Oh. It's Euro Trip, I believe.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies when I was young.
Second, the girl in which Scotty doesn't know about who cheated on with the rocker dude singing
which is Matt Damon.
Matt Damon was singing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, nice voice. I gotta go
I
back to
don't
that
know.
now.
I don't know if that was his real voice. I don't think that's really him. He was just lip syncing it.
Fucking guy killed it then. Jeez.
What do you mean? He was the actor.
I guess you're right. But I was looking at the actress who I had a monster crush on, who was Lana in Smallville.
Oh, the one that cheated. Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's cute. She's cute.
She's cute. She looks like a Hawaiian princess.
She was a hoe in the movie. I didn't like her.
She was a hoe in the movie. But she was very conservative in Smallville, which is how I knew and identify her as.
That makes sense. She gets a pass in Smallville.
She, not the other girl, Chloe, though. She ended up creating a huge sex cult and is currently in prison. Some Charles Manson shit.
That is pretty wild. I have no idea anything about that.
Yeah, she was convicted like 3 years ago, worked for this guy, and then just got a bunch of women for the guy.
Oh, well, that sounds like some crazy shit. I mean, were they of age?
I don't know if age really is a factor when you're creating a cult.
Well, I guess, but the Harvey, what is his, not Harvey, the guy that had his own island that killed himself in prison. He's with the younger.
I mean, we don't get political. I don't know his name, but I know what you're saying.
You're just saying that's much worse to me.
I know. I mean, all of it sounds pretty goddamn bad. Recruiting people.
Yeah. I'm not for it. I'm not trying to say I'm for it. I'm just saying, was everyone enjoying it though?
I am for though private jets and private islands.
Certainly.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, we did do an episode on Kevin Hart as well. Huh, we're doing a lot of references on the Empire shows.
Yeah, it's also been a little while since we've done an Empire show.
I mean, we try and stay consistent. We try and give the people what they want. Are you not entertained?
Are you waiting for an answer from the audience, or?
I mean, it is what it is. I said what I said.
And how did you enjoy your Super Bowl? Because you were supposed to attend my party.
In all fairness, I never confirmed yes or no.
Oh, we're playing that game.
If you want to call me on air, I mean, I got to call it what it is. But for some odd reason, my parents wanted to create a spectacle of it because apparently my father is a Chiefs fan.
You did tell me that recently.
Yeah, and let me tell you, the guy was pissed all night.
I'll tell you, that seeing Patrick Mahomes get beat up was just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Did you hear the stat of how much he ran behind the line of scrimmage?
500 yards?
497, but I'm not correcting you or nothing.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll round up.
Okay, then you would round down to 495.
What do you... no. If it was 494, you round to 490. If it's 496, you round up to 4...
You're going to teach me how to round?
That's the rule of rounding.
That's why I failed math plenty of times. I tell you what, though, I know how to do street math.
Yeah? How'd you learn that?
In the streets.
All right. Fair enough.
Fucking guy wants to call me out on the show?
Well, you were throwing questions at me that apparently had no wrong answers, but every time I got, what was I, 5 for 5, 6 for 6?
You were pretty much right, everyone. I was waiting for you. I mean, I guess, catered the answer for you to pick the one that I would want, which was a terrible job by me. I mean, really, I should prep these shows a little earlier.
I mean, if you're going to ask me about Ciroc and nudes, of course I'm going to pick that.
Makes sense. It makes sense. But I thought I'd throw in a little trick question with saying, light one up.
Well, if it was you, I know what you choose.
I don't know. The question was, what is the best alcohol to drink? So you can't say light one up because that's not alcohol. So technically that would be wrong.
I guess it's a nice addition to the Nunes and the Ciroc, though.
Oh, it's a wonderful addition. Wonderful.
Yeah.
What about you? You have a solid weekend, man? I mean, I felt like you've been out. Like I smelt you from here.
I had to turn there. I felt like I would have laughed at the mic too hard.
I saw you turn. I saw you turn. Why don't you tell the audience what I'm referencing to?
I mean, I just was putting in work this weekend, so I guess you get a little sweaty when you put in work. You that is what it is. I also went skiing today. Great time. I'm exhausted. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at you saying you put in work.
I mean, it was a good weekend, a fun weekend. It was.
I bet. Kid showered once in 3 days.
that is false.
I don't know, man.
That is false.
I'm glad you put in the work. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah. I mean, we had similar weekends.
I mean, typically if we're apart somehow, we still stay intertwined.
I bet everybody's like, what the heck's going on right now?
We're talking about nothing.
I guess you have to get to know us a little better.
I don't know. We can't really air, we can't air that part.
Yeah, I mean, behind the scenes would certainly be funny, but we're just not sure if everybody is ready for that or if we're ready for that.
I mean, we tried doing it. It was called the pre-show where we got drunk and got a little raunchy.
That was fun, but yeah, certainly unable to be consistent.
Well, I mean, maybe you could be consistent with being raunchy, although that's not exactly a brand I'd like to build. Although it certainly seems fun because you don't have to worry about. I don't want to say authentic because I would say my authentic self is not described as raunchy, but I mean, I'm certainly like colorful with language, right? We have jokes, we say things where we can't necessarily say in a business aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. But then there's podcasts that I saw the other day. I'm sure it's been around for a little bit, maybe, but Steel Brim, Weed and Wine, Wine and Weed. That's you just sipping wine. I hadn't seen the weed, but sipping wine, having conversation.
I hear you. It's a great show concept, and we had a similar show, the pregame. I mean, that allowed you to just sip on beer if you really wanted to, but we had to go take the extra mile.
Yeah, it seemed so. It seemed we couldn't just chill.
We couldn't chill. We pregamed. If we would record the show at 2:00 on a Sunday and pregame.
And they'd be like, "Shit, do we go out? Do we rest?
We're having.
We're fucked up."
Super fuzzy. What minute are we on?
We are on 37 and a half.
37 and a half. 37 and a half. I mean, I think within time, when there's more of a setup and more production, then you can showcase, or the audience would get to know your true self. Because not many people are listening 37 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. And if those people are listening, shout out to fucking France. I don't know who you are who listens every week, but shout out to France.
We love you.
We love France.
I'm half French Canadian, so keep watching. I'm your boy.
Now, how do you think that person feels that I'm shouting out France and you go, I'm half French Canadian?
What? I love France.
Have you been there?
I've dreamt about it.
Okay. I love French women. French women are hotties.
Well, we both love something about France. I guess we'll have to go.
Shout out Kylie.
Jenner?
No.
Kylie who?
Kylie was this little girl I had a fling with up in Canada. Not sure if that's her name or not, but I'll just call her Kylie.
Well, that's my French. That's not French. French Canadian.
I didn't say. I just said I like French women. Shout out Kylie.
I thought we were specifically talking about in France.
No, I've never been to France, although it's the country of love. So I would love to take Kylie out there one day, but I don't know.
Maybe Kylie's listening.
I don't think Kylie's listening. She hasn't really ever answered one of my DMs, but she also speaks French and I don't. So I could see the language barrier being difficult.
Yeah, that certainly seems like could be a problem.
I tell you though, when me and Kylie, when we were together by the fireplace and we were talking, it was really a good time.
Yeah, what was she saying?
I don't know. She was speaking French. It's fucking end this goddamn show. I'm fucking out, man. You go put in that work.
Oh man, a wonderful weekend we had, and Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.